What is going on, everybody? Another episode of 4x4 Camping and Adventures, and you've probably seen that intro. You probably know what car's coming. He's running a little bit late today, which is not unlike Wayne at all, but hopefully he rocks up soon, and we can get this video on the road. Wait, that sounds like him. What a rig she is.
Sorry I'm late.
Typical Wayne, being late. How are you, mate?
Good man. Bloody roadworks.
Yeah, mate, they'll get you for that schedule.
Sorry, I do.
You're right, mate, you're right. So here we are with Wayne's absolutely mammoth Land Cruiser, and we're going to have a little bit of a talk about what's happening with it, mate.
Yeah, cool. Finally got here. Only took 8 months, but all good things, you know, you gotta wait.
Yeah, we've been waiting 8 months to make this video, so it's definitely been a pipeline in the works, that's for sure. But yeah, let's get through it, eh?
Sweet.
Sounds good. All right, mate. So we're finally here. Let's go through the vehicle. Starting from the front.
Yeah, cool.
Tell us what's happening.
So I went with a TJM kit just because I thought something different. Never had their product before, and I looked into all their specs, and it just seemed to fit everything that I needed. So yeah, when I saw them and just said, look, I want full TJM gear, and yeah, they came up with this bar, winch compatible bar. It's got the fog lights in there as well.
LED fog lights?
Yeah, I think they changed the bulbs for me.
Yeah, okay.
Which is pretty cool.
Lasts a lot longer.
Yeah, indicators there as well, which is pretty handy.
They got little arrows in them too. They're pretty cool.
pretty upgraded flash.
Pretty too flash for a 79 series, mate.
But yeah, no, so got the 12,000 £, synthetic rope winch as well. Yep. All cordless or wireless, what do you want to call it? Yep. So there's a little mounting box that they've put in the front here, and yeah, it's got the remote inside. It's got the isolator under the bonnet too, which is really good, just in case something ever happens where someone comes along and decides to do a prank on me.
Yeah,
so it's definitely good to have that turned off.
Just for safety as well.
Yeah.
Especially with winches, because they do draw a fair bit.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good safety thing as well.
Yeah. So.
And this it's quite a thick tube bar. I'm assuming it's like a 62mm.
Yeah,
like
I think
tubing or something like that.
It looks like all the companies are going with the bigger bar.
Yep.
I don't know if it's the looks or for strength. I can't really say. I've always thought the smaller tube would be stronger, but I'm sure the guys have done all their research and testing. So yeah, yeah, it definitely looks good. Looks beefy.
Yeah, even the side rails and that kind of stuff, all big beefy bars. Looks really nice.
Side rails, side steps. Yeah.
Yep.
But no spotties yet. Not too sure what I'm going to put on here. Whether to go 2 or 3 or lap bars or whatever.
Square spotties maybe. Well, you can get. I've just seen there's some square spotties you can get now as well, which might just sort of, because the 79 is quite a boxy unit, might look quite nice. You never know. Something a bit different.
I haven't seen that before.
I haven't seen square spotties before.
You sure you had your glasses?
Nah, I probably had too many beers, that's the problem.
Things are getting square, not round anymore.
I've seen them. I'll put something up in the video. I'm sure I've seen square spotlights.
Please do. But yeah, eventually I have the 2 ways as well, and have the flag for when I do the desert trips.
Yeah, yep.
But at the meantime, I've got the aerial on top there for now, but yeah, I'll have probably a 5 dB or 6 dB on here.
Any reason you put it up there?
I thought I'd give it a go with the being high, but I think that aerial's pretty old. It's not working so well, so
yeah,
didn't quite work as well as what I'd hoped. But no, I just got to change the aerial and it should be fine. Probably put a 3 dB up there. So here they go.
And you have 2 of them?
Yeah, so I have a 5 here, or 6.1 whatever they are, and I have a 3 up the top. So now I have two radios inside.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was going to do a little switch thing, but the buddy, if you don't do it properly, it's no point.
Yeah.
If you don't use the right connection.
Yeah, because it halves the amperage, right?
Yeah, because so many guys I know that have done it, and they're just like, it doesn't seem to be doing much. I mean, it works for a short period, but not as well as what it can. So.
And radios are pretty cheap. I mean, you can pick up 2 ways pretty cheap now.
Yeah.
So it's worth just getting the second one, especially if you're going to do it like
if you got the space in there, then it's definitely worth it. But
and you have space in there, isn't it?
Yeah, I got the dual cab now. So
you got the dual cab, so
you could do anything now.
You had the single cab before, you could put a bed in the back.
That's it.
Yeah, no, awesome. And yeah, I mean, I reckon it's quite a nice looking bar. So
Yeah, it's very it's kind of modern. We've still got that real
that farm truck look about it.
Yeah, yeah. Solid look, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely a solid bar. She's chunky, that's for sure. All right, well, I suppose that's really the only thing that's really happening at the front here. Obviously the winch and the bar, side rails and all that kind of thing, which go into some side steps, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the video. But I suppose the big thing is this is one of the first-ish Land Cruisers in WA.
Yeah, with what I've done underneath, it's only a couple have been done. So
let's go talk about the good stuff. Let's go underneath there and have a look, eh?
Yeah, that's it then.
All right. All right, so underneath the vehicle, mate, this is where the action's happening.
Yeah, this is why it took so long to get here.
Plus the COVID, plus everything being delayed.
Yeah,
there's a few reasons, but
yeah, that's it.
Tell us what's happening, mate.
So, after my last cruiser, I bought this, obviously, and I just thought, if I don't do something really cool now, I'll never do it. Just because I had the money and I was single, and so I had a lot of ticks going. So one of my mates said, "Dude, you got to go portals. You need to put those portals in."
Yep.
And I was like, "Yeah, right." So I looked into the portals, and I've always known about portals, like on the Unimog Mercedes and that.
Yeah, because it's nothing new.
Yeah.
It's been around for a while.
And now they're building them for cruisers. So I was like, man, and I've looked at so many pictures on Instagram and that, and I was like, got to do it. So, went ahead and did it, and started talking to a few crew from Victoria that have got heaps of them done over there, and got a few pointers and what to expect. But so far so good. Another guy recommended doing the chassis extension with these dual cabs and the portals and that. So I just went, stuff it. So I did the chassis extension as well.
Yeah.
Which is just helps a lot with the. Because these things are renowned for lifting wheels.
Yeah, so, they do, don't they? Yeah, yep.
Yeah, so pushing that diff in that back 300mm has made a huge difference.
And you're also getting the weight over the centre of the wheel.
Yeah,
so you're actually putting your weight over the axle.
Yeah, so it's a bit longer. It turns like the bloody Titanic, but
it's all good. License to drive it. She's a long girl.
It's not meant to go in shopping. Parking lots. So.
Yeah, she's not a more crawl, is she?
But so the portals, I'm sure you'll put a picture up what they look like inside, just to see what's going on, if you don't know what portals are. But it pretty much lifts the vehicle 4 inches straight up, like proper diff clearance. So which is just a major bonus. Like so many people get like a 6-inch lift, and the diff is still in the same spot unless you go bigger tyres.
Exactly. That's the big one, isn't it?
You're looking at going to 35s or 37s to get a decent amount of clearance. So.
And then you got the problem if you're going 37s on a truck like this, you got to get the right gearing as well, because you might just lose all your low range because you're too high geared from the tyres. Whereas these, as far as I'm aware, I'm no expert on portals, but they actually keep the gearing to pretty much a stock. Because you've got 35s in there at the moment?
Yeah. So it's got reduction gears in the portal. So it's pretty much like running 31s, the speed it goes.
Which are the standard tyres they come with? Or they come with 33s?
31s, I think.
31s, okay, yeah. So
it's pretty cool. So I'm running 35s, and it just feels so good. Like just the power and the ratio.
If you can compare it to your old one, I don't know if you took too much notice of it, but would you say the fuel economy's gone down?
Well, it's because the car's so new, the fuel is shocking at the moment.
Yeah, it would be, of course.
It's over the 20s, so I'm
interesting
hoping that comes down.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know, because you've got reduction of the gears and that kind of thing. And
it does rev a bit higher.
Yep.
But, I'm hoping once the motor wears in, it should be a bit better.
And these got a taller 5th gear anyway, don't they?
Yeah, second and 5th, I think, they'll change.
So that should be a little bit better anyway, hopefully, for your fuel anyway. But, interesting.
But,
so
but I went into low range the other day, just around the block, and man, it's so slow.
Yeah, okay.
It's so good now.
Well, when we go flex it out, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen I've seen like Land Cruisers on portal and that kind of thing. I haven't actually seen one in person doing this flexi thing.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of 79s try to flex, and they do okay, but as you said, they do lift a lot of wheels because obviously the front articulation's not the greatest.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see with the chassis extension and your portals how this thing, because your old single cab used to flex epically.
Yeah.
That was a real good flex. Probably one of the better Land Cruisers, like on leafs, they used to flex really well. So be interesting to see how this one goes. So I've got a question for you. You obviously explained the reasoning on getting the portal. Is it something you recommend to the average person, the everyman?
Yeah, if you can
Because
do it.
this is expensive stuff.
I mean, it costs a lot, but if you can do it, so far I'd highly recommend it. Like just the engineering that's gone into the thing is really cool. Like they upgrade the rotors, you get your reduction gear.
Yep.
The handbrake gets changed. All your brake lines get changed. There's heaps of stuff that goes on.
Because I originally thought it was this. You're right.
It's all fully engineered too, which is so I can drive this anywhere in Australia and I'll be.
And you sorted on 35s.
Yeah.
Because as I was saying, I originally thought it was just like an axle swap, like that is going in there, put an axle in, you get your portal, and see you later.
No, same, yeah.
But then before doing this video, I had a quick look at the the web page and that kind of thing, and it is a huge spec list.
Yeah.
You get new rims, new rotors, new brake lines, new diffs. Like everything has changed. So essentially, you're getting probably a brand new drivetrain minus the middle bit.
Yeah.
Front and back. So definitely it's a big investment, but I think it's a worthwhile investment, especially for these kind of trucks, because you're getting that huge lift between your pumpkin and the ground. So definitely pretty awesome bit of kit, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. And what's going on here, mate? Little radiator.
Yeah, looks like Mark's threw that in.
Yeah.
Little bash plate there. Not like I don't think I'll ever hit that, but
I was going to say it's a big boulder to smash the radiator, but look, you might hit something in Brunswick. You know what Brunswick's like.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty neat. It looks super factory, eh?
Yeah, it does look pretty cool. The only thing I'm not looking forward to is the servicing of the bearings. So, because then all that's going to come off. And if I do snap an axle on the track, it's going to be a long bush mechanic fix.
So if you snap an axle on this at the front, because you've got lockers that obviously send the power to the other side, or is that going to interfere with the whole system working?
If I snap an axle, I'll just take it out forward drive.
Oh, and just put it real, yeah.
Or vice versa, so I can just take the shaft out, the tail shaft.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing about 79s or the 70 series in general. Like you can still get home.
Yeah, they are bush truck, eh?
Oh, definitely. Some of the newer cars are just. Once something breaks, then you're pretty much calling tow trucks.
Yeah, so. Especially like not so much mine, but the newer, like even newer dual cabs. It's all electronic, low range and that kind of thing now. So it's all actuators and that kind of thing. So if one of those sensor stuffs up, and you can't even get out of low range, like you might not even be able to drive home because you can't drive on low range on the road, obviously. Yeah. So it's definitely a good reason to buy a 79 because they are a pretty honest sort of vehicle in that sense. So yeah, no, awesome, man. No, it looks pretty damn awesome, and I know you're excited. You've had a smile on your face since I originally saw it. So she's a bit of a beast, that's awesome. For sure. Anything else you want to tell us about the front end, mate, with the portal? Or
no, I think if you just jump on their website and have a look for yourself as well.
Have a gander.
There might be something I've missed that you might be keen to look into.
Yeah, well, I'll put a link to Mark's 4 Drive in the thing anyway. I mean, I think everyone in Australia that's had a 79 series knows about Mark's 4 Drives. But I'll put it in there anyway. But I'll get some, obviously, shots and that kind of stuff on the video and chuck it on there so people can sort of see what it's all about.
Yeah, cool.
No, awesome, man. All right, well, let's talk about suspension.
Yeah, cool.
So, mate, I was going to put my arm up here, but it's a little bit awkward. I'm right next to this huge log. And it gets small next to your car. Suspension, let's talk about it. So obviously you've got the portals and all that kind of cool stuff, which is part of the suspension system. But you've gone with the TJM with their new shocks, I believe. It's a fairly new product.
Yeah, the Pace.
Yeah,
remote res, 2-inch lift. So it's very cool. Looked up all the specs on it, and it just ticked all the boxes.
Yeah, I was having, because remember you said to me about it, you were going to get these Pace shocks and that kind of thing. So I looked into them. And they seem to have a bit of a unique feature. They've got an internal hydraulic rebound in them.
Yeah, hydraulic bump stop, It's patented by TJM, It's
which is pretty cool. Like,
it just makes sense, just such a good idea. Because actually when I did the Holland track the other week, I thought I bottomed out. And it wasn't harsh, but I was like, oh, no, I think I definitely hit the bottom. And then I measured the bump stop and measured the shock, and I was like, oh, what's going on here? And then the guys at TGM told me, no, it's got an internal bump stop, and I was like, that is so freaking cool. Like,
definitely
I don't know how they've done it, but yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and it's as I said, unique feature, so definitely cool feature. And remote resi.
Yeah.
Yep. So fully adjustable. What I suppose what adjustability you got at the moment? Like,
I think I got the rebound and compression. Just so simple. I can just reach under the wheel arch, couple of clicks, and apparently each click is like a massive difference. So they reckon to go a bit easy on it because I used to have the King suspension on my other cruiser, and that had I think 24 settings just in the rebound. So so I reckon on this new one now, just one click, it makes a massive difference. So I haven't played with it yet. Normally I just like to set something once and then that'll be my all round.
Sort of all go to,
But I should probably look into it and definitely start making use of those features, you know.
Yeah, well I suppose, especially with like a car like yours, you could have the rear set up, because the rear and front would be different. So when you put the canopy on the extra weight, you can go up 2 clicks to make it a bit harder or whatever you need to do to counteract for the weight and that kind of thing, and have it memorized. So as soon as you go bang, and you're ready to rock and roll. So definitely a pretty cool little feature.
Yeah.
And springs wise, I know someone's going to ask it, but I'm assuming they're medium, heavy springs.
Yeah, so they chucked in the heavy duties just because of the canopy and stuff I'm going to do later. I was a bit worried about 600s because I thought, when it's empty, because I'm having a lift off canopy, so I'll be empty a lot of the time, and I thought, well, it's going to be real rigid and real sharp over those bumps.
Jump around
but
the road.
The guys at TGM said, no, just trust us, chuck them on. With the shocks as well, it all works in. And so far, like I wouldn't even tell the heavy duties. Like it's real nice and smooth. Not
jumping across the road or anything?
No, it sits really well, yeah. So
perfect, that's what you want.
Pretty awesome. Because I know the Old Man Emu kit I had in my last cruiser, that was just shocking. Like that was really harsh.
Yeah,
when you have the heavy duties, and to have this option now where you can have it, it's just a bonus. So
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, very cool.
And it looks like good. And as I said, you can see all the B-roll shots and that kind of stuff like during the video, but it looked like quality gear. They're quite a nice looking shock as well. And I suppose the next big thing to talk about is your tyres. You've gone back to the Yokohamas.
Yeah. Yep. I thought because I had a pretty new set on my last cruiser. Didn't really get much chance to wear them in. I think I only got like 30,000 or something out of them, so it wasn't really fair. So I've gone back to them again, give them another go. So far in the mud, they're really good. They're way better than the Maxxis I had in the mud. Like just you can just feel them, you know. Like people say, how do you tell? And it's just like, well, when you see that mud flicking out the sides, and you know they're doing their job. Like that's what mud tires are supposed to do. So dig in, and these are just they just dig and go.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Very cool.
What Maxxis do you have on the razors?
Yeah, the razor.
The muddies. Yep.
But that is the Yokohama G003.
Yep.
Yeah, no, they're doing the job so far.
Yeah, nice. So, and they're quite an aggressive. I mean, obviously they're mud terrain, but they're got a big sidewall on as well. Yeah. You'll probably find when you're going off roading now, your sidewall is going to be touching a lot more of the actual side of the tracks. I'm actually 200 mil wider than stock as well, so that's why I took out the positive 40 rims just to bring everything back in a bit. Because normally you go like a negative 40, wouldn't you? With, my last cruise I went negative 40, now I go to positive 40. And it still sticks out like 50 mil. Yeah, well that's why you had the rubber guards on it. So, but no, went the bigger rims as well. I think it's for the calipers and the rotors. Oh yeah, because they upgrade the rotors, don't they? Yeah, just to make sure everything clears. So just 17-inch. CSA? Yeah, CSA rim. Hawk. Yep. I believe you get, when you go to Mark's four-wheel drive, you get a choice of a bunch of rims and that kind of stuff, because obviously you've got to use a certain rim with this axle and that kind of stuff. So which isn't a big drama. You can get it. I'm assuming you just get them from anywhere that sells CSA rims. So they're not like a specialised, you have to go see Mark about it. But you've got to get them right for the portals, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Anything else wise happening with the suspension you've got going under there? Any sort of extra bits and bobs? No, so I got the TGM steering dampener as well. Yep. I forgot to mention, so that just takes all the vibration and all that out of it. Harshness out of the steering. Yeah. But no, I think that's it for now. I might eventually. I'm looking at getting a play set of 37s. Okay. For the winter, so I'll probably need to change the radius arms eventually. So I'll probably do that just so it pushes the diff forward a bit. So I don't scrub too much. But you probably scrub at the back. Yeah. On the front of the back wheels. Back of the front wheels. Yeah. If I can get it right in the end.
But yeah, that's about the only change I will be making eventually. But so far this is it.
Play 37s in Brunswick, eh?
Yeah, and I think I have to look into it. I think I'm still legal on 37s as well.
Mate, it's not going to look weird on your truck.
No, it should look.
Because, I mean, 35s look pretty small on it. So if you put 37s on it, it's probably just going to look like it's normal 35s.
Yeah, that's it, eh?
But, I mean, I'm 6'1". You can. This is a big car. This is a big beast. So I can just see into the cam. It's
we're on the log, but it's still pretty huge though.
Nah, she's a big girl. She's a big girl. But I reckon you've done well, man. It's cool. As I said, it all looks like quality gear. Happy you gone obviously with TJM. That the whole kit works, with everything else that's on there, which is good. Yeah. So, and I suppose next step is let's talk about your tray.
Cool.
Sounds good. Let's get into that.
Sweet.
All right. So back of the car, mate. We've got the big old tray on here. Tell us what inspired you to do this.
Yeah, so I approached the guys in Perth, Bulland Engineering, and pretty much told them what I wanted. I wanted something sort of newish, like a modern look, but also a farm look as well, like nice, square, solid look. Yep. And they came up with the design, and it's just ticks all the boxes. Like another big bonus was it's all out of aluminium.
Yeah, so this isn't steel.
Super light. I think 2 guys actually carried the tray onto the ute, which just blew me away.
Yeah, I remember that.
So it made me start questioning the materials, but then I've had a look, and it's solid stuff. They haven't cheaped out anywhere. The boxes are awesome. The color coding just matched. Everything just works. Like the angles, the clearance that I need when I'm doing the full driving.
It is a really nice looking tray, and everything's integrated really nicely. As I said, you got your toolbox on there. Yeah. I really like the fact these are color coded, and then you got a bit of black there, black here. You got your stainless steel guards, which I'm glad you didn't go black because it just makes it pop a little bit more. Yeah. And which go on obviously with your side skirts and a bit up here. Yeah. I reckon it looks neat, man. You didn't go with the cool rear drawer where you can put your recovery gear?
Yeah, I thought about doing that, but I'm getting pretty picky on weight now, coming from my last cruiser. So I thought, it's just another thing that I probably don't need. Yep. I've got plenty of other storage. I'll have the canopy on very soon as well. So
yeah, we'll talk about it a bit later on. Yeah.
So there's no point in. It just gives me a bit more space underneath, so I can put more water tanks. Got another fuel tank going in pretty soon, so that'll push it up to 240 litres, which will be perfect.
Yeah, right.
For the trips that I do.
Because I was a little bit surprised, but the old 79 series used to have 2 tanks. Yeah. And it was something like 180 litres or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And these only have 1 tank.
Yeah, 1 tank, 130.
Oh, so Toyota scrimping.
It sounds like a lot still, but it's not.
Well, it's double my tank, but I suppose how many kg you get?
Yeah, I'll probably get what you go out of 1 is what I get out of yours. So.
Yeah, like 600 out of it. Yeah, no, I reckon done well, man. I reckon the guys have really nailed it, and it suits you to a T because what you do in your trade as well. You're not, you're a builder, so you just chuck stuff on here. Yeah. You're not really too stressed about it getting scratched up. Alloy won't, rust out. The tray will probably last longer than the car because it's not going to rust out. It's not going to corrode.
Funny, it probably will.
And yeah, even all your tie down points and that kind of thing. Like this isn't just a flat bar. Like you've got your 4 or 5 mil whatever here, but there's a tube behind there as well. So you can just strap stuff onto it. You can put your mountain bikes on here. Yeah. No, I reckon you've done really well, man.
Now the guys from Bulland just thought about everything. Like even the tie down points. Bracing. I mean, all the guys are from farming background. They're all good utes as well, so they know what to do.
And I was looking at all the welding. All the welding is really neat. Look, really good dimes and that kind of stuff. So it does look like it's really put together really well. And you were talking about before, they're not ready yet. But there's some wheel holders that you're sort of getting made up to sort of go on there.
A couple of brackets I'm making up there. Yep. So it's just going to be a quick wind on wheels, like the brackets.
Oh, yeah.
Just because when I have the canopy on, I'll be taking that on and off. So the wheels need to be...
okay. Yep.
Everything for me now is about speed and
convenience.
Just easy and convenience, yeah. So I don't want to be messing around undoing massive brackets.
Yeah.
So the brackets will stay on, and then the wheels will come off, canopy goes on.
With the brackets still on?
Yeah, yeah. Ooh. So everything's going to be like real thought of, so I don't have to unbolt heaps of stuff, so...
That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Pretty keen to see that.
Yeah, so the guys are busy designing that now, I think.
Yep.
Justin.
Get onto it, boys.
And Sean.
I suppose the other big thing as well, and And man, I don't know if they should do it next time. That's in the shop or whatever. They should just put a little LED light behind that Bullet Engineering, so when you hit your brakes, a little red light goes through there.
Yeah, one of the guys in the workshop actually mentioned that, and so I was going to claim it, but I better not.
A bit of advertising for him.
Yeah.
No, it does. I mean, it looks really good, man. I reckon it suits the truck really well. You've got a lot of storage on here. As you said, it's hardy. It's big, thick aluminium.
Yeah.
And it seems to be a lot of people going to as well. I know Scooby, who you spoke to about the portals, he went from a steel to alloy, and he stand by that. He reckons it's one of the best decisions he ever made. Because I mean, this is probably, if you got 2 people on here, it's probably 120 kilos.
Yeah, I reckon.
120 kilos, and a steel tray is probably what, 400, 300.
Yeah. My last tray was, I think, 400 on the single cab.
You know, so it's a big difference in weight. And when you're talking about forward driving and GVM upgrades and that kind of stuff, you always got to think about his petrol, how much wear and tear it's putting in your vehicle, all that kind of thing as well. So if you can keep the weight, especially high up, quite low, it's going to make it a better off-roader, in general. So, it's cool, man. I really like it. Done cool. Well. Very cool. All right. What's next, mate? Let's talk about the side rails, all that kind of stuff happening on the side there. You've got the Rhino rack on the roof. So down the side of the vehicle now, we've got a fair bit going on. We've obviously got the side steps. You had to do a little bit of modification there.
Yeah.
Rhino rack. We've got the quick pitch shower awning.
Yeah.
But one of the questions I was asked is how come you're still running the factory snorkel? It's not even a snorkel, it's a dust box.
Yeah. I just love the sound of it.
Yeah,
it sounds like it just struggles for air. I just love it.
It's like a dirty 4-inch Stano.
No,
that's really struggling.
It's like a little beehive.
Yeah, looks like a beehive.
It does.
Yeah.
I'll be changing that soon. Please stop hassling me with questions because I get smashed all the day.
Just take the top off.
Yeah, just run. Yeah.
Yeah, just run this. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can get
the safari thing and then just turn it backwards too. Just make it look really homemade.
Full Rockingham.
I'll be getting the snorkel. Actually, picking it up tomorrow. So the TJM snorkel.
Nice. Oh, okay. Is that the Ram air intake? What do they call it?
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. No, that'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
All right. So what happened here, mate? I know you had to do some little things to get these to fit, but let's just talk about what they are and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. So I got the full combo, front bull bar.
Yep.
Scrub rails, side steps, and then we went to fit the side steps because I had the chassis extended. The bracing mount is in the wrong spot, so I had to chop and weld and
do a bit of a.
So yeah, brand new steps. Chopped them off.
Chop your boy them up.
Weld them
That's all right.
Yeah,
gotta make them fit.
You won't see underneath there.
Yeah, no. Black spray paint. So just a question. Are these a separate piece? They are. There is a join down there because I was it's a separate piece, right? Okay, that makes a bit more sense. So you can buy this separate if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So the little round piece comes off.
Yep.
And then the scrub rail goes on.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
I'll tell you what. It's the first bar work I've done at home where just everything lined up. Like I just when you put things together and it just goes bolts line up. I'm like
anything you bolt to your car.
Okay, something's not right. Okay, except for that bracket, which chop and weld, but everything else it all connected.
Which is only because you had the chassis extension.
Yeah,
cool.
But very, very cool.
Nah, big tubing. Does look really good. Again, bit of chrome. I reckon looks pretty good. I'm into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Bit of chrome here and there. So Rhino roof rack. You went with the low line or low line rack. What do they call it?
The tradies rack. It's flat, but it's got the side rails as well. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool, just in case I do have something on there and it just stops it falling off. Not like it should, but just
chuck a swag on there. Forget to strap it up.
It's also a grab rail for me, but it's also a little bit high for me still. So
you are pretty short, so I could probably reach it.
Yeah, there you go. Sure. But I got the quick pitch little shower awning, which is pretty cool. Change room, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
So it's very fast. Just unrolls. Bob's your uncle.
Happy days. They take about a minute or something to pull out and set up. Pretty similar to mine, just the whole pull out and set up thing.
Yeah. I just need to adjust the straps because at the moment it's like showing my groin when I'm in there. So I'm just going to drop the whole that down.
Exactly, we're under the bush. Hey, boys, having a shower. No one wants to see that, mate. No, it does look really good, mate. I reckon the Rhino bar suits it. I'm actually glad you went with the side rails. That's something I kind of wish. I mean, my awning sort of like stop it from falling over.
Oh yeah.
But I sort of did gonna go, oh, I should have got the side rails because you got something else to strap onto, and if you just want to chuck stuff up there, it's just easy to sort of get it all strapped up and that kind of thing. So does make sense.
And yeah, with the Rhino rack, I love all their mounting brackets. Like if you want the 2-way aerial, they've got an actual bracket that goes up and down for that. The max tracks just everything slides in. Even the brackets for this shower tent, again, everything just slides in the grooves, bolted down. There's no like drilling big holes and tech screwing or whatever you want to,
doing the dodge.
Yeah, that's it. So it works really well.
Like I said, you're an old man now, mate. You want the age of convenience. is what you're looking for now, isn't it?
Well, I've learned a lot from the last cruiser, so
well, that's exactly right.
This one, I'm definitely trying to keep it all nice. When I come to my wiring one day, I'll definitely get a few crew to help me out with that.
Not a good 12 volter, eh?
No, I get misled.
Misled. Oh, what is it called?
That's it.
Negative to positive, positive to negative. Is that what you're doing?
Bad research.
You're gonna need 2 mil gauge to go from the front to the back, surely.
Yeah.
It does look really good, mate. I reckon you've done the right thing with the Rhino rack. I'm glad I'm going to go that way with my next car. I can see where you're coming from, especially with the mounting and how it all just bolts up. It does make a lot of sense. Let's talk about what's happening underneath, mate. You went with the chassis extension. Who did it for you? What was the company name?
Yeah, so I went to Multi-Drive, which is in Victoria.
Yep.
Yeah, so just down the road from Mark's Adapters.
Perfect.
So it worked out really well.
Yeah.
But all they did was add in 300mm, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for the geometry of the car and what it can do, it's just it's a massive tick,
Yeah, which we sort of touched on before at the front is your wheel is now pretty much almost centre of the tray, which is weight of your axle, which is exactly what you want. That's why you have trucks, and that's why they put the load over the axle. And I suppose you got the benefit of it's not going to lift as many wheels.
Yeah,
hopefully. Hopefully the extra length should stop it. But that's what I have heard. Apparently, it does make it a little bit better for off-roading and that. So
but it's such a neat job. So you imagine brand new car. Only done I think I had 20 k's on the clock.
Yeah.
Chop chassis.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh man, I hope this
it's almost like when you're drilling your first snorkel and you're just like, oh no, I don't want to drill through my guard. No, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but it's a real neat job,
I did have a look underneath there, and it doesn't stand out. It's very neat. Like you can see obviously where it's happened, but I had to look twice where it was. Like it's definitely very neat. You sort of just see 2 seams. And that's pretty much it. So it's pretty neat. So probably because it's covered in dust because you didn't wash it. So because you were so late getting here. Cool, man. She's a bit of a rig. I'm not a huge 79 series fan, but I do really like it, man. I like the colour.
The colour's a pop, eh?
Yeah, I'll put it. Actually, I took a couple of photos of it when we were at the other location, but I took this photo of it and the colour just pops in it. It's almost like a cherry red. It looks really nice. And I'm glad it's just not the yellow or what's that colour? Sandy taupe or the graphite. And nothing against like Land Cruisers that are like graphite, but it's just a little bit different, which is cool. So, and as I said, you got the chrome in there, you got the black, everything matches. I reckon it looks really neat. I reckon you've done well, man. As I said, the front, and another thing it's not the same colour, but your rear stainless guards almost match your front guards. Because they're like a grey colour.
That's true.
Yeah. So it sort of all matches up. So I think it looks really neat, mate. Actually, I had a question for you. This is your fuel cap. Where do you put your water in?
Haven't worked it out yet.
So
the tank's under there. No, we'll probably put the guys have mentioned about putting the fitting inside one of the boxes.
Oh, okay.
Because these are all lockable as well. So
these
I could, So I might, because this side will have my shower.
Nice.
So this side will have my shower eventually on the canopy. Hence the tents on the side as well.
Oh, similar to how you had your other car.
Yeah, so tent here. Yeah. I'll have the tap just there. Plug the shower in, hot water.
Yeah, use similar idea to mine is have one side of your car is dedicated for a shower and that kind of thing. Like my car, I've got the awning there, I've got the water there. You got your your pump and that kind of thing. You just pump, plug your shower and you're ready to go. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, awesome, man. I reckon you've done well. I mean,
so far
she's a hell of a rig. She's bloody massive.
It is huge, eh?
And I'm keen to see how she goes when she's flexing that kind of thing. But obviously by this point of the video, you've probably seen all those shots anyway. But she should be pretty wild, man. Cool. I like it a lot. Done well. So next steps, what's happening?
Canopy.
Yeah.
Maybe an overhead console.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Tint the windows. I thought about that today actually. I was like, the windows aren't tinted yet.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, that's pretty much it. So just canopy, console.
A few bits and bobs inside. 12
Yeah.
volt.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was looking at tuning the motor, but from my last cruise, I probably won't do that just yet. The only thing I might change is the DPF system. So I got a bigger DPF, big exhaust, just to let that airflow happen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it does struggle, but you can just hear it. Just needs more air.
That's because you get the beehive.
Yeah. So I might change that first. We'll take little baby steps, but
yeah.
I don't know. I might get a tune later on. We'll see.
Yeah. If you get a diesel to breathe, then that'll be pretty good. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, awesome. And we all know factory systems and these aren't exactly the best. So
yeah.
You get a crossover pipe which is like this thin. No, it's definitely room for improvement.
Yeah.
But the great thing about 79 series, they're pretty much a blank canvas. So you can do whatever you want to them, which is awesome.
Yeah.
That's the big idea behind 79 series. I think they're literally a project, and whatever you want to do to it, people put 6 wheels on them, people put tracks on them, whatever you want to do.
Bolt things to it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, if you want to do stuff to a car, this is the car to do it to. So, she's a rig, mate. I'm really pretty impressed coming from a non-Land Cruiser lover.
Sweet.
Yeah, no,
that's
awesome.
good.
So hopefully you got a little bit of info out of this video. There's obviously going to be a bucket more stages of progress on your channel, which is your YouTube channel.
Yeah. So I'm going to do a release on there pretty soon.
What's your YouTube channel called, Wayne?
Off-Road Warriors Australia. So there's only a couple of videos at the moment, but when I rolled my last car, everything just kind of came to a standstill. So.
I'm pretty sure you started that channel like a couple of weeks before you rolled your car, didn't it?
Yeah, it was. It's like
you went on one trip, and then like the next video is like, I rolled my car.
Yeah. Oh man, I was actually I was heading to the Sydney show. A week later, and
didn't you bunk in with Alex?
No, Torben.
Torben. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. All right, well, hopefully you got something out of this video, guys. And as I said, this is 8 months in the making. I'll chuck Wayne's channel down the bottom. So if you haven't subscribed to that, there's a Brunswick video on there, I believe, at the moment already, which has got a pretty funny camping section in it. So go check that out. And Wayne, when he's very depressed, talking about his rolled over Land Cruiser. But there's plenty more videos to come on there, so that'll be a good one to watch on. But I suppose the next video for us, I think we're going to do the questions.
Yeah, cool.
Talk about bits and bobs, why you did things to the car, and what's next and that kind of thing as well. So.
Yeah, sweet.
Awesome. So, let's leave it there. That's about episode of 4x4 Camping Adventures. Hopefully you like this content, guys. Like, subscribe, and comment. And if you've got any questions, Wayne's going to answer them in the comment section when he gets a chance. So, chuck something in there. He should be able to answer it and get back to you. Yeah. But if we don't see you in the next video, we'll see you on the Traction Trails. If we don't see you there, we'll see you later. See ya.
Gotcha.